to downsize an annoying wide neckline with a sewing machine. As you can see, my t-shirt neckline is too revealing at the front, but I have an amazing trick to shrink this neckline fast and make it look modest. First, I start the alteration by figuring out how much to take in the neckband. I mark these measurements with my tailor's chalk and then measure excess fabric and I write that down. Next, I divide the neck opening into 4 equal parts and mark these points. I start at the front seams to get the center front and coordinate the back seams followed by the shoulder points. Note, this style shirt does not have shoulder seams. In next step, I use my seam ripper to remove the backing strip that is covering the overlock stitch at the back of the neckline, that little binding strip. Once this is done, next I remove the label. Keep it if you're gonna reuse it later. Perfect. Now is the most important part of the neckline alteration, and that is to remove the neckband from around the neck opening without making any holes in the fabric. So go slowly and be very gentle. Next, I clean the neckband and the neck opening from all these old threads, and I move to the next step. And in this step, I adjust the size of the neckband. So I divide the initial excess fabric amount into 2 and I double fold the neckband at the seam and mark in the measurements. And I add extra for the seam allowance. So in my case, it was 2.5 inch divided by 2. That gave me 1.25 inches plus the seam allowance of 1/4. So that makes it 1.5 inches for each side. It is important to use a color matching thread to do this alteration, but going with neutral color is okay too if you don't have a perfectly matching color on hand. No worries about that. I use my sewing machine to sew a straight stitch to downsize the neckband on my shirt. Okay, great. Now I cut off the excess fabric. And for the best results, I follow with dividing the neckband into 4 equal parts, same as I did before with the neck opening. If so far you like this video, please don't forget to let me know by liking it. I'm Alice and welcome to Sewing at Home Mom. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, so far so good, and now is the time to turn the shirt wrong side out and place it on a flat surface. Okay, the easiest way in my opinion is to pin the neckband from inside. So right side of the shirt touches the right side of the neckband. First, I pin them together at the 4 mark points. And next, I keep on further dividing the individual sections into smaller section of the neckline to accommodate all that extra shirt's fabric. First, I temporarily pin them with pins. That looks beautiful. Look at it. And next, I make a quick base stitch to keep these 2 fabrics in place. Okay, I set my sewing machine to medium stitch and now I am ready to sew. So carefully I sew the straight stitch all around the neck opening, finishing it with a back stitch. Now I remove the base stitch. It is easy to see because I used a thread in contrasting color to see it better. And now I am ready to secure the raw edges of the fabric with the zigzag stitch. I set my sewing machine to the highest stitch width. Needle position stays in the middle and the stitch length I like it to be around 3. And now I make the zigzag stitch. Oh, just look at it, it looks perfect. I purposely used two different contrasting colors so you can see it better. Okay, now is the time to turn the shirt right side out and press it down the neckline gently with the right iron settings. I press the new neckline all around and I reattach the binding tape and label if you decide to keep the label, so this is the time. I use same setting as before on my sewing machine and I stitch the binding in place all around. I press down the neckline again and let's take a look how I did. What do you think? I think it's perfect. Love it. Perfect. If you like this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel for more content. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.